Hi everybody, I'm Srinidhi and I'm a chartered accountant with close to 8 years of experience in corporate, and I am into teaching for close to 5 years. I welcome you all to my accountancy demo class. So in this session, like for next 10 minutes, this is a 10-minute kind of a demo lecture of how I would be taking my online classes. I take up the requests on online classes for commerce students, for those who are pursuing CA, BBA, and MBA finance. So, just to introduce about my teaching style, currently I am providing one-to-one coaching to students. So, my lectures would be customized to the level of the student. So earlier I handle both commerce as well as students from non-commerce background who are eager to learn finance, or they may have finance as part of their MBA curriculum. So I address to the level at which the student is and the level at which the student has understood already about finance. The tools which I would be using is pen tab, and this is how I'll be using a whiteboard and I'll be explaining. The sessions will be fully interactive, and after each of the sessions there will be practice problems which will be shared, and there would be home assignments which the student has to work on and come back before the next class. So it is best for the student to take the best opportunity from the sessions, because it is not the 1 hour lecture which is important, it is also the homework which the student needs to do and ensure that they clarify their doubts during the class itself. Moving on to the learning part of the sessions. So I'll briefly take you through is what is finance, and in finance what is accountancy. In finance world, what is the need for the accountancy, how we prepare the books of accounts, and why we need the financial statements, and for whom we are preparing the financial statements. So all these I would be taking you all through in this demo session, just to give you an idea of how my lectures would go about. Let us first begin with knowing on what is accounting. So you all would be aware of what people do in accounting, right? They maintain books of accounts, they pass journal entries. They basically, what they do is whatever transactions which are financial in nature, those transactions are being recorded in the books of accounts, and finally financial statements are being prepared, right? But there is another part. Where is the accountancy in the entire domain of finance? Where do we see accounting? Accounting is just a part of the entire gamut of finance. So, but what is finance? How accounting is different from finance? If we try to compare, finance is about decision making. It may be decision making, anything relating to money, money management, personal financial management. It could be how we utilize the finances, how we allocate the expenses, how we are prioritizing our expenses and spending our income across our needs, right? All those are part of finance or financial management. All the savings which we do and how we invest our money, our incomes, and the taxation part of it. All these form part of finance, right? Do you see how wide there is a difference between these two, finance and accounting? Yes, of course, accounting is just a portion of finance, of the entire of the big topic of finance. Accounting is a small portion of it, but what we need to understand how accounting is different from finances. Accounting is just about recording the financials, recording the journal entries, recording the financial transactions. But finance is about the decision making. You need to make a decision, right? Financial decision on whether to invest in a particular stock, or whether I should sell at this current point of time, whether I need to invest in a specific commodity, so that will I plan my taxes. There are so many decisions we need to make, right, when it comes to personal financing. However, for making this decision, what is something which is necessary for decision making, where you can make a decision only based on the information. What is information? It is nothing but a summarized form of data. We don't need data for decision making. We only need information, right? How do we get this information? We get these informations from the books of accounts. This is where the major role of accounting plays a major role in this, because what is the data in our case? Data is all transactions which are financial in nature. So all the transactions and events which are financial in nature, all these are what? Data. But we don't need this data, we need information for making the decision. Who makes this data into information? It is the accounting process. That is why it is how much essential it is to make a decision about finance. Equally important is how we maintain our books of accounts and how we account for those financial transactions. Now we move on with this understanding that how important it is. Now we move on to see on what is accounting. Why do we prepare the transactions, and for whom we are preparing these financial statements? So just now we discussed that financial statements are being prepared based on the journal entries or the transaction, after converting those transactions into journal entries. So just to once again revisit on the accounting definition. Accounting. What is accounting? Accounting is nothing but recording, classifying, summarising all those transactions which are financial in nature. Only those transactions and events are then summarized, and their interpretation thereof together is covered as part of accounting. What is recording? Recording is nothing but passing journal entries. Classifying is these journals are then classified and posted into ledgers. And what is trial balance? These ledgers are then summarized into trial balances, and from the trial balance we prepare the financial statements. What is a financial statement? Financial statement includes balance sheet, profit and loss, and cash flow statements, notes to accounts, of course. So what is this financial statement? It is based on this financial statements that users are making the decisions. So the decision making tool is the financial statements. And what is the foundation for these financial statements? It is the accounting. That is why accounting is very important. It is very essential to know the right way or the manner to prepare the financial statements. At this point, I would like to highlight a very important point, that a tallied balance sheet does not mean that the financial statements is perfect. It only means that the financial statement is arithmetic accuracy of the financial statement is only being emphasized by looking at a tallied balance sheet. For getting 100% accurate financial statement or balance sheet, we need to ensure that the financial statements are being prepared based on the accounting standards. Why are these financial statements needed? As we know, these financial statements are the based on which decisions are being made. Who makes the decisions? For whom are these financial statements being prepared? It is for the owners or who are the primary users of the financial statements. Who are the owners? Shareholders, right? They have invested their hard-earned money in that particular company. So they would be more interested to know how well the company is performing, whether it is progressing, whether the amount which they have invested in the company is being best utilized, or whether they feel that it is not being adequately utilized. So whether their funds are being best utilized by the company, they need to assess, and they need to reconsider this decision on investing in that particular company. So it is the shareholders who are the key primary users who assess and take decisions of their finances of investing in that particular company. So who are the primary users of the financial statements? It is the shareholders who are the primary users. Of course, there are other users for whom also we prepare the financial statements, like the creditors, debtors, customers, and the government, and other regulatory authorities as well. So now we have understood of why we are preparing the financial statements. So I hope I have been able to explain you on what is accounting, what is the role of accounting in the finance world, how we prepare the financial statements in a very brief manner, why we prepare the financial statements, and for whom the financial statements are being prepared. Why I emphasize on this is, only when the foundation is strong, the structure remains strong. So if you want to proceed into the area of finance and accounting, financial reporting, and it is very important that your foundation is very strong. So ensure that the foundations are very strong, you need to ask questions. Okay, so this is the key thing for you. Ask questions and keep learning, right? These are the two main things I emphasize in my classes. If you are interested to take full sessions, you could access me through the link in the description box through a form through which you can ask for a one-on-one session. We could discuss further about scheduling a class for your accounting needs and tutoring. Thank you.